Greetings mortals, Brimthen here, and welcome to the Anybody Can Do It, So Can You guide. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about settings and how important they are, but mainly to give you the tools that you need to have the right setup for your stuff. We don't want you to just copy and paste off of a streamer. For me personally, I got into this feedback loop where I constantly would see somebody that had better visuals than me, and then I would try their settings out and it just didn't look correctly because nobody talks about calibrating a monitor. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about monitor calibration, your hotkeys, and how important it is to have the right hotkeys and get used to them as early as possible, as well as your NVIDIA postfx, your in-game settings, your audio, everything that you need to start out on the right foot on Escape from Tarkov. First, let's go over to the Battlestate launcher, and we're going to get you the best servers so that you have the lowest ping as well as faster in-game times here. So what we're going to do is sort by ping, and we're going to select anything that's under 100 ping on the right side here. That's pretty much all of the North American servers for me, and this will give you faster times into games as well as get the lower pings. We're going to clear cache, and we'll want to clear cache probably once a week. Clean our temp folder roughly once a week is what I like to do. It prevents a lot of different bugs. Then we're going to head over to the game directory here, and we're going to right click on Escape from Tarkov. We're going to hit Properties, and we're going to head over to Compatibility, and we're going to disable the full screen optimization. Be sure to hit Apply and OK, and then we're going to head down here to the bottom right hand corner where your sound properties is. For other versions of Windows, you may have to go in through a different way. Just try to get to where you get to this particular screen right here, which is the more sound settings. Head over to your headphones or whatever device that you use to listen to your game. Right click, hit Properties, go over to Enhancements, and hit the loudness equalization and hit Apply, hit OK. Some devices won't have this, so don't fret. It's just kind of how it is. There's a lot of mixers and things that don't have this enhancement, but most gaming headphones and such do. Now let's go back over to the game and hit play and head on over to picking our languages. We're going to take and sign our name into the little name thingy, and then we're going to pick our class. Now you can go bear, but your items are going to be worth a little bit less, and it makes you do a couple more scavs to get your lucky scav junk box. I like to pick Josh because it has lower grunt noises. He just makes less and more quiet noises when he gets hurt and is running around. So I'm a Hudson Josh kind of player. It's just the way I like the look in game, the way I like the sound in game, but it's really just cosmetic. Next, we're gonna head to the bottom right hand corner, hit settings. We're going to use automatic RAM cleaning. I like 67 field of view. There's some people that like 63. These are what I like to use. These are the settings I would use for a low-end PC as well as a high-end PC. They're on your screen right now. Feel free to take a screenshot and set them up if you want to. In my sounds options, I use binaural audio because I play a lot of interchange and I like to get those sounds there. With aiming, I like to use a mouse sensitivity of 0.52 as well as a mouse sensitivity aiming of 0.15. This just lets me get onto targets a little bit better, have a little bit slower aiming when I'm aiming down sights type deal. These are my most important hotkeys that you need to have ASAP. You can screenshot your screen and use these, but here is a quick rundown of all of the settings that I use in case you're interested. Please note the press type on the right-hand side. That is very important because there are several press types that allow you to do special things like the double 4s and double 5s that I have set up here. There are multiple things that go into making sure that your monitor is set up correctly for Tarkov. One of them is physically your monitor, and we will be adjusting that through the display color calibration as well as NVIDIA control panel. To use the display color calibration area, hit search down here, type in calibrate, and you'll find calibrate display color. Now, I can't show this on the screen, so what I want you to do is read all the steps and follow all the prompts properly while using your onboard monitor buttons, you know, your menu and your brightness and contrast. And what I want you to do is start off in Escape from Tarkov as a PMC, go to any map that has grass, trees, and clouds. I'm going to use on interchange. Go in here and set it to offline mode, set up with a none AI. And then when you get into here, find a spot somewhere on the map where you can see trees, clouds, and grass all at the same time when you hit the visualize button in a second. So once you find that spot, as you can see, I have my spot here. I will now go to escape. I will go down to the bottom right-hand corner and hit settings. And then I will hit postfx, visualize, and head over to the tabs here. I'm going to set everything to 0 because everything we do messes with the other steps, kind of like dominoes. Like anything you mess with in here messes with the other settings. So we're going to set everything to default. We're going to head over to our display color calibration. In the display color calibration area, we want to basically follow the prompts here and move this slider to where the dots disappear in the center of them. We want to make sure that there's no black dot and there's no white dot. And then you want to follow the rest of the steps through here along with your monitor's onboard settings. And be sure that your NVIDIA control panel is also set to 0 before doing all of this. So once everything is basically set to default, go through your monitor's onboard settings and calibrate it with that calibrate color display set. Then we're going to head over to the NVIDIA control panel and we're going to up digital vibrance until we are happy with the colors. I don't like an oversaturated look, so I go for around 57, 58% roughly, because I like my game to look natural and not cartoony. And then I will adjust my gamma just a little bit here. As you can see, my clouds start to go too white, and I don't want to overexpose those too much, but I want to bring away the darkness from the trees as well. So I find this kind of balance between dark trees and too light clouds. Lately, I've been messing with the contrast and brightness settings. I don't show this in this video. This is a little bit older footage, but I've been going up to like 55 contrast and 45 brightness to make everything look less whited out so that everything looks a little bit more clean. And I really like that, especially for the interchange basement, how it looks. So what we're going to do now that we have the NVIDIA control panel settings set up here, we're going to go through and talk about the different settings here. So brightness at this point should pretty well not be touched. I don't go any real higher than 10%. But the first thing I set with is a color grading that adds contrast. There's a few of these. There's Chillwave, Edwards, Bread, Cheese, Jason, and each one of those changes the color of the contrast. So like Jason is a green, Owl is like this light blue, Chillwave is kind of this white, but like purplish white, and then Bread adds warmth. It adds this kind of like orangish reddish color towards it. I like to use Chillwave. I think it makes my darks pop a little bit more and it makes my guns stand out a little bit more. Adaptive sharpening, I look at the trees here and I set it somewhere where it kind of feels natural, that the trees aren't like overly sharpened. Same thing with Luma. I look around the trees at the kind of like sky. At this point, my game is getting cloudy, so it's not my settings that's making the sky super whited out. The clouds in game started coming out, so it made it a lot harder to kind of show these. Try to get a real sunny day when you do this. It helps a lot. Clarity helps the distant items kind of stand out a little bit more. I usually don't like going over 30 for any of my settings. Colorfulness and saturation will end up making your game look too cartoony if you're not careful. But as you can tell, I have very nice greens. I'm not going to mess with those. So this is about what I felt like at the time. Now, I'm always adjusting my settings. I'm always changing them. So here's like what I'm using right this second, if you want to copy what I'm using at the making of this video. But like, I'm always going in, I'm always adjusting, I'm always changing my settings to see how they feel. And you should tweak yours, you know, you can copy some other streamers, you can copy mine, but like knowing how to adjust these properly is what matters. So thank you for watching, and hopefully this helped you guys calibrate and set up your game. Peace out, guys. Love ya. Woo!